Yeah, IDs. I just wanted to do a little bit of a review based on the discussion that we had this past week on formative assessment. And formative assessment, it's a really, really important thing. And it's important, of course, to distinguish it between that and summative assessment. We're seeing that this week, right? Where it's, formative assessment happens within the learning experience, while summative assessment is more of a capstone or a milestone type of assessment that happens at the end. Now, in the discussion, there was some really neat points that were brought up, and some of the things that I think are really important that we need to take note of. Is it formative assessment allows us to find the learning gaps, right, that are happening with students. If there's a gap there, if there's a disparity in what's being taught and what's being responded to in a formative assessment, we can tell that there's something there that needs to be fixed. It has something to do with the student, or does it have something to do with the teaching? And that's another thing that it creates a benefit, right? It gives us a chance as teachers to reflect upon what we're teaching and make sure that we're in line too. Are we following our plans with our objectives and our outcomes and things like that? Do we need to readjust our instruction? So it's a really kind of good, again, taking of the pulse, checking in to make sure everything is good. And and then of course the thing that I really love is this whole idea that when we're doing the formative assessment, we're asking these good questions, right? That model the type of questions that we want students to be asking themselves, right? And if we do it in a regular, consistent way, then they're going to start to pick up on these questions, and they're going to ask them of themselves and become more self-regulated learners. So it's really, really important at that. So I hope you enjoyed formative assessment. I hope you're loving our summative assessment this week, and we're getting near the end. So this is really good. So have a great rest of the week, and we'll talk to you soon. See you later.